side, and then in the end, Societe Generale, this French bank, ended up losing $7 billion. And this is a 38-year-old manager, and he had no authority to trade in billions. And he said, well, my superiors knew about it, but I was officially not authorized, but everybody knew about it. And when I was making money, they didn't object. And when I lost money, but he received a stiff sentence yesterday from the French courts, and it was news around the world. What? And it's about 9-year prison sentence or something. Plus, he has to repay the money, and somebody was telling that it will take him 155,000 years to repay that money. So, anyway, so in the backdrop of that, what do you think has how has the landscape changed vis-a-vis ethics and governance in the corporate world?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised by that sentence, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may have oversight failure of a manager, but you have to show malfeasance, when you have to show fraud or something like that to be punished. Otherwise, every third guy on Wall Street today would be behind bars, in these CDOs and all that.
Yeah.
So it's all right after the fact. So which really also shows that the French have capitalism has not found a comfortable home yet. They are strong socialist streak in the French. And I don't know, in this case, whether there was malfeasance. But I would tend to think if it was just a guy taking great risks.
It was great risks.
You can't sentence him.
Well, but the French courts have anyway.
I don't think it'll stand up in appeal anyway. I discussed this question of the global financial crisis in my book. And there are many moral dimensions. One moral dimension, of course, is the problem of unmerited suffering. Meaning, the question Draupadi asks to Yudhishthira, look, here we were on top of the world. You were consecrated King of Kings. And why was our kingdom stolen from us in a rigged game of dice? And is this what the world is all about? That the good people must live in the slums and the bad guys have these mansions and palaces. And so it makes you pause, because it is a question. And the unmerited suffering part comes because a woman exporter from Sonipat, north of Delhi, Sonipat's about an hour north of Delhi. She met me and she said, why me? Like Draupadi, why us? She says, what did I do wrong that I lost my job? Because she was an exporter. She worked for an exporter. And she says, all those guys on Wall Street did everything. And the regulator allowed Lehman Co to collapse. And we lost our jobs. So it was the unmerited suffering. That's one. And the question, of course, is that when so many people have lost their jobs, they then begin to question whether the system is fair. if something is done unfairly, if it's an earthquake, then you don't blame.
Or a tsunami.
Or a tsunami.
Yeah.
Now, who do you blame then? But in something like this, and this is dangerous because the system depends on trust.
Yeah.
The system, one of the meanings of dharma is trust.
Yeah.
It is the individuals acting in a right way, which also makes society right, in harmony, and the cosmos right.
Yeah.
So it's that sort of notion of cosmic justice. And so, if these people begin to believe and that anything goes, then, look, I'll tell you, I'll explain to you what that trust means. See, I owe you money, I write you a check, you accept the check. You don't think, oh my God, this check may bounce, right? Because that's built on trust.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 0.0001% may bounce.
Yeah.
But by and large, 99.9% reckoning will. And so there will always be crooks, but most people. So therefore, the system itself, that trust is that dharma.
Yeah.
So capitalism also has a foundation of dharma that it is based on.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way out that we can so that something like this does not recur? You think there is a way forward?
Well, I think we will never be able to prevent crises. There will always be crises in human.
Yeah.
Our hope, all of us work on the basis that if we put in place regulations, another meaning for dharma is regulation, law. That if you put these things in place, then let's put this away from me. Otherwise, you sure you want? How about you? Would you like some?